Wrong level.
Catatonic state about me, ignoring the world around me. Why should I return now? No one really understands me.
All right, welcome everyone to the Dr. Kipp Davis after party. And woo! So far, we have the guest from our tonight. Dr. Kill is with us. We have the wonderful Stephanie Helms with us tonight. We've got another Lego fanatic like me. Nitty is with us. We've got my online waifu, Alma, is with us. We got the enigmatic Better Than Ember is with us as well.
Whoa.
And my brother from down south, Mr. Michael Earhart, is with us. And my brother from the other coast, Canadian Olyman, is with us. And of course, my very good friend, my brother from another mother, my co-host and producer, Mr. Mikey Famine, who's getting real close to personal.
He's got the
Hiding in the corner.
eyeball.
One more word and the blimp Bible flies.
Sinners
My
don't
word.
litters, or something. Whatever the hell it said.
Yeah, on the like
It's
tag, the
Snitches got
tagline.
stitches, or Snitches got stitches, or something like that. I don't know.
No, nobody knows.
I'm just
It's
going to go
fine.
sit in the corner.
You're already in a corner. Congratulations.
Yes. Oh, yes. I am.
Neil, did you just make an REM reference that was like several stages deep? Because I just got it. Damn,
It's me in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
that's me in the spotlight.
Like
Losing.
losing.
My religion.
My-
Damn, Neil. Neil dropped that so fast. It took y'all that long to catch up. That's how fast he is.
You know how hard it is to sync people singing over StreamYard?
Yeah, I just
Yes.
didn't want to.
It's,
And a 1 and
there's
a 2.
5, 6, 7, 8. It's weird that there's this company promoting like this lag-free internet thing, and I'm just like, oh, you precious thing. Tell me how it works, precious. Tell me how you have no lag for
Aw.
6 people across miles, and it's like
Big
very,
floof.
very low. And for whatever reason, legally, they're allowed to say no lag, but it's the internet. It's not possible. Even light takes some time to get places. Like, you just can't have no lag. That's a quantum entanglement. Y'all have that in meetings now?
Oh my gosh, I was just about to say that.
Teleportation. Yes.
Maybe that's what they do. They
Oh,
figured
that
out
reminds
quantum
me.
entanglement.
There was a cool
I'm
science
wrong.
discovery today. Scientists in Switzerland got a bunch of antimatter and sealed it in a magnetic
Yes.
chamber so it wouldn't touch any
Yes.
regular matter, and then it fell down. Holy crap! Now that actually is a big deal because we didn't know for sure if antimatter would go up or down because we
went
don't know
like
how it would
this.
respond to gravity. But the way the headlines came out were so clickbait. Like, scientists observed this weird thing that was totally unexpected, and I'm like, things fall down was totally unexpected, right?
Flat earthers are like, aha! Damn it! Even antimatter uses gravity.
What are the implications for Australia, though?
Oh, they're antimatter.
I'm
Oh,
concerned.
they're
I'm
antimatter.
concerned. Is Mark Reed okay? Is
I haven't seen him this
falling off
evening,
of-
so
Well, you said it was in. Hi, baby. You said it was in Switzerland.
yeah,
So
I believe they
Switzerland's on
did it at CERN because they can make lots of antimatter there. Well, relatively lots of antimatter.
So Switzerland's up on the northern hemisphere, and it fell
It's up in
down.
Australia.
So if it happens in Australia, it would just fall off. Is what I'm hearing. It would just fall into space.
We all know Australia
over the
doesn't
edge.
actually exist.
Right.
Yeah, Australia's
Those
not
actors.
real. Everybody over there are actors.
As fake as the birds.
That's right.
We
So-
already have an attestation from the guest over here that New Zealand at least exists.
Oh, sure.
You've
I have
been
no
to
problem with
Australia
New
as
Zealand.
well,
Oh,
Yeah, New
but
Zealand.
it does look totally fake.
Maybe he
They
doesn't
have-
know where he was shipped.
They don't have Burger Kings in Australia. They have this franchise called Hungry Jack's
Yeah.
because apparently somebody had the copyright in Australia for Burger King. When Burger King went to Australia, they had to go
wait
under
just
a different.
minute. Now, just wait a minute. I'm the king of the Outback around here, and I'm the Burger King.
The
You
Burger
won't-
King.
Now
the
I'm
Burger
curious.
King around here.
Do they have Outback steakhouses in the Outback?
Oh.
They don't have people in the Outback.
No, they don't.
Details.
Everything
are-
is fake.
When you're there, did you see any Hungry Jack offers?
Hungry Jack offers.
You know, like sales. weekly discounts, you know, offers.
Offers.
Yeah.
That's quality.
So if I go to this Hungry
missed
Jack
that.
restaurant, am I going to get a Whopper? Like, can I get a Whopper?
I think you can get Whoppers at Hungry Jack's.
I feel like they should have leaned into the Australia thing and called it like a kangaroo burger or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's the big red burger.
In
But what do you want? A small
New
burger? That's a
Zealand-
wallaby.
In New Zealand, the McDonald's used to serve a kiwi burger, not made from
Made from New Zealanders?
no fruit, and not made from the bird either.
Oh my god.
So,
What?
but the kiwi burger had a fried egg and a pickled like a sliced pickled beet on it.
Yeah,
What?
it sounds very
Yeah.
Egg dirt.
Kiwi. When you were in New Zealand, were you ever at a party where they did the dance of the flaming assholes?
No, I was at
That's
discipleship
disappointing.
school in New Zealand. So
I'm very sorry. Now, are
Yeah.
everybody
I-
familiar with the dance of the flaming assholes?
No.
I am not.
It's.
I'm not
where-
Googling that.
No.
It's
Wise
a
choice,
line-
Mikey,
it's
wise
kind-
choice.
It's kind of a
Yeah,
line
I'm not doing
dance
that.
where people take torches like flashlights and stick them in a particular location. It's yeah.
Where?
Kiwi friends of
Giggity,
mine
giggity, giggity.
in
Where?
St. Martin told me all about it, and I was like, okay, this is something I will remember.
Is New
Yeah.
Zealand
How come
I
you're
am
not in here with us?
is New Zealand as pretty
Yeah,
as
we
it
got
looks on
space
Lord
for
of the
one
Rings?
more.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy beautiful. So
It makes me sad. It's so
Yeah.
pretty. It makes me sad.
Nitty, did you just become a member?
Mm,
Nitty's a member on my channel. I saw the stream to your audience button, and I'm like, push the button.
that's why my
Hey, are you
messages are doubling up. Yeah.
the Nitty?
Yes.
The
Hi,
Nitty?
Dr. Kipp.
Oh, hey, it's good to meet you.
Oh yeah, you see me
look-
everywhere, don't you?
You look just like your cartoon.
That is
Thank
true.
you.
I
You
knew
don't
who,
actually watch my channel, do you?
I knew who
Because that would
Nitty
be
was
amazing.
based. I knew who Nitty was in person based on his avatar. His avatar is
It's true.
dead. I was like,
Yeah.
hey,
Right?
like Nitty in real life. Oh,
Come on, Nitty.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. Every time I see you on, I'm like, fucking Nitty. All right, let's see what else is on.
Oh, damn it.
skip. I think for because I get like 7,000 notifications a day, I probably pop into everybody's stream for at least 30 seconds to a minute just to get you that algorithm bump. Leave
Yeah.
a like, and I'm out of
Yeah.
there.
That's
Way
what I
to
do
do
too.
it.
I
It's
always
always
put my-
appreciated.
wipe my feet, and then I get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I try to just be in
Mikey
like
has also
7
been
streams at
already
once.
today.
7 streams
Mikey
at
has
once.
also been already
Not
to
not
the
on.
side.
I've only done 2 StreamYards at the same time, but like I'll have like all the different windows open and be like comment here, comment there, trying to listen. I used to be able to do like 6 conversations at the same time.
Me too.
Like just this person says this, and like you have to like you know how when you scan a text, it's like that, but with words. You're like listening for key words, so you know what it is the person's talking about, so you know what you have to respond to. It's interesting. Anyway, since we're at a slight pause, I had a couple of questions that I've been dying to ask you.
And that's all the time we have for tonight.
Yes,
guys.
right,
Thank
right.
you so much, everyone.
First of all, how did you get like involved with the Dead Sea Scrolls? Like, how did they jump out at you, kind of thing?
Honestly, kind of by accident. Because when I started at Trinity Western, I went. Even getting to Trinity, I was at a Bible school in my hometown, Calgary. And at the time, I was like this super obnoxious 5-point Reformed Calvinist type. And the school that I was at was way too warm and fuzzy for my taste. So I was looking for something super hardcore. And I ended up at a school out here on the coast called Northwest Baptist Theological College. It's gone. It's not there anymore, but it was on the campus of Trinity Western. And the year that I arrived was the same year that they launched the Dead Sea Scrolls Institute at Trinity. I had no information. I knew nothing about what the scrolls were, but like first class in New Testament Greek I had was taught by Marty Abeg, who was an instructor at the Dead Sea Scrolls Institute. And it just kind of, after spending a few years there and getting exposure to what the scrolls were, I was kind of hooked after a little while. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so kind of
I can kind of get that. Like, you know, something is like way more fascinating than you first thought, and it just kind of draws you in. Yeah.
Right. And I think so. I was going to say what really did it for me was like we used to. I did a Hebrew class while I was still an undergrad with Peter Flint, who was another one of the instructors.
Tom de Berry Vriet?
Pardon me?
Tom de Berry Vriet? Do you speak Hebrew?
Not well.
Me either.
I don't hear it well. So, because I never spoke it right. I only read it. But
Gotcha.
What are the languages that the scrolls are written in?
Hebrew and Aramaic mostly.
Yeah.
It's like 80% Hebrew and about 15% Aramaic and a tiny little bit of Greek. Although I have a tendency to think that the Greek might not be even
legit.
Part of the same. Well, it's legit. It's just not like all the Greek, not all of them, but the vast majority of the Greek manuscripts were discovered in one of these 11 caves. And I think there's a possibility that the manuscripts in this cave are not connected to the stuff that was found in the other caves. So, but I was taking a Hebrew class with Peter Flint, and he would like photocopy back in the day before any of us had digital photographs. He would photocopy like pages from the Great Isaiah Scroll for us to read and to translate, which was like it doesn't quite look the same. Like the Hebrew letters that you see on the scrolls don't quite look the same as like typewritten Hebrew or what you see in your Bibles, right? So that was fascinating to me from the get-go. And it's not pointed. Like Hebrew it's a consonantal language, and biblical Hebrew, the Hebrew in the Old Testament, the Masoretes added vowel, like little dots and dashes on the bottom to help pronunciation. So none of that's in the scrolls too. So it was kind of cool. But what really did it for me was when when I started looking at really fragmentary manuscripts and just trying to piece them together like a jigsaw puzzle, right? And that's still
Mhm.
like to this day, I spend a huge amount of my own research time just playing with individual fragments like that on my screen and trying to put them together and trying to reconstruct what's missing and
Make heads or tails
And-
out of it.
I
Yeah,
wish
we're
I could remember the Arabic I learned at Brandeis. I wish I could remember more of it than I
Yeah.
do. It was a long, long time ago. I studied with this guy named Gordon Newby, who was a student
Oh,
of
okay.
Cyrus Gordon.
Oh wow.
And yeah. And
know
it was
some Arabic.
fascinating. It was fascinating learning the ins and outs of Semitic languages. It's like
Yeah.
very fascinating tongues, and if you know just a little bit about it, it's interesting the number of puns that are in the Bible that you wouldn't get in translation because they're completely lost in translation.
Yes. That is true.
like when people try to update Shakespeare. Well, not exactly like that, but just for an analogy that pops into my head.
A reference point.
Want to hear something
Yeah.
funny about modern Hebrew? I learned
Sure.
this when I lived there.
The
Well, when in the modern times came about, they had all these new things that were being invented that Hebrew there just weren't words for, and one of them was like a can of pop or a can of beer. So they had to come up with a name for it. So what did they do? With the bottle as well. They came up with a name based on the sound that it makes. So
When
a
you-
can is called a pachit. So when you pop it, right?
Oh,
So they
yeah.
call it pachit, right?
That's wild.
And a bottle is called a bakbuk because when you pour the liquid out, it goes bakbuk, 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 bakbuk.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
So there's a little bit of trivia for you there.
There's a
That's
lot of
amazing.
That's like-
legacy words that do the same thing.
That's like whales, like the fucking microwaves, the pop-de ting. Like, come on, man. Not even trying.
Bring in the machine that goes.
Pop-de ting.
Yeah, modern
so
spoken
insulted.
Hebrew is like a reconstituted language. You know,
Yeah, it's an invented. It's
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
this was part of this was part of the like the European Zionist movement, right? In the 19th century, early 20th century was the establishment of a functional Hebrew language.
Hmm.
There's a fair bit of overlap. As I said, I don't hear it well at all. Because I didn't learn it as a spoken language, but I can read it okay. Because most of the I don't know, maybe a bunch of the words are the same, and the grammar basically functions the same mostly. So, but yeah,
German for birth control pills. Anti-baby pillen.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And Eric, why aren't you in here with us, man? And I notice there's a lot of
Hey,
folks
what are
in
you
the
doing?
chat.
What are you doing?
Notice there's a lot of folks in the chat that I'm seeing here that I'm not seeing on the YouTube channel. Is this like, and there's like little link things. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
yeah.
People are simulcasting it.
Yep,
Oh.
you're seeing it because you had the stream to your audience button open, and I'm like, ooh, push the button. So
I did?
you've
I
got
didn't
my
know there
audience
was.
tonight too. Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, hello everyone
Oh,
in
nice.
Ember's land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
all kinds
sweet!
of
I
good
didn't even
stuff.
know
Did
you
you
were in the
ask for an
chat.
invite, Swede?
Yeah, Swede, the survivor.
If only there was like one and only one rule to get in, and the only rule is to ask. Like, if only.
Mikey, do I ever miss a stream?
Yeah.
What a lovely group. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Eric.
okay. I rarely do though.
Bad question, but I'll answer it.
But I
you
ask
very
for an
much, Eric.
invite every single time. I don't just expect one, right?
Well, that's not true either, Ali.
What do you mean?
The rule is you just have to send me a DM saying anything. So usually Ollie sends me something so fucking random. Like,
Anything.
I wish it was anything. It would be like aardvarks going down a snow hill. Like it's like weird, like stream of consciousness shit. I'm like, all right, Ollie. All right, man. Here's your link, man. You are
I
this.
don't
All
send
right.
you that much weird stuff.
Also,
Occasionally,
apparently, Al Trucker there wants to come on the show, so we gotta get you hooked up and get you signed up onto the show here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on one
Yeah.
second.
I know Al from
Yeah, he's cool.
Slim Show.
And I put it in the chat earlier. If you guys are in there, my DMs are open. We got some stuff to book. So if you're in the chat,
Lots of
and I keep
October
seeing-
dates.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff, lots of room for you guys to come on in. Like everyone's watching.
When you get out,
Come on, rotate. Someone else, come on.
Yeah.
When
Come
you
chat
get
with
out,
Neil
you're-
and Mikey. It's
you're-
a great
Get in
time.
the chair with me. I'll be gentle.
Yeah.
No, but even if you think your story is boring, and that's a lot of time, that's what it is. People are like, well, I just stopped going to church and then like I started watching YouTube. So like that's it. It's like there's more to it in there, and we can pull that out of the story, and it's relatable. So people need to hear the relatable stories too. And
That's
me
right.
and Neil like to have boring stories too from time to time. We don't like everybody to have like fucking cult dungeons that they escape through from biting off their own arms. Like some people have it rough, bro. So we don't want all those stories.
It's
We
like
like some
the-
normal people, like just casual atheists to just slide through every once in a while too, you know.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Christian.
Yes, Jimmy, you are.
Testimony pressure.
October
Do you guys,
2nd
do you
is
guys
a Mon-
remember that?
Isn't October the 2nd a Monday?
Nope.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day today is.
It
It's
is.
fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tuesday is the 3rd.
You're right. It's the third. The third Tux TV.
Because
It's the third.
the
not
3rd
the
is my
second.
birthday. I'm just saying.
Oh,
That's why I knew it was a Tuesday show. I was sitting here going,
Hey,
wait a second. That's
hey
not
guys,
right.
I sent Ollie some new butter knives in the mail so he can hot knife to his delight.
What I
Kinds of
really
things.
need is a new Gandalf because the Cobalt one fell on the floor today and busted into about 500,000 pieces.
No,
I think I'm gonna have to send Ollie this ring. I should send you this ring, Ollie.
He needs a new Gandalf. We'll get a crowd. Do a
Nice
stream
ring.
so we can Amazon list you.
Now he will be the ring bearer.
Sweet.
Hello,
The master of
They're
the precious.
Friedenhofer.
Yay,
I don't really wear rings, Neil, but I do something with it.
Is it?
So
Oh my.
I
could
don't want
wear
to
it
know
on
what
a
you do
chain.
with it, Ollie.
Yeah.
I'd hook it right here on the microphone.
Neil sent me this
Neil's
engagement
stream.
ring.
As long as it's not a purity ring, Neil. I mean, Jesus
No,
Christ.
definitely not a purity ring.
You got me worried now, man. I'm really concerned.
It's not a purity ring. Jesus, fuck. It's definitely not
Promise
pure.
ring.
That's for sure. It's been places you. No, I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah, well, all right.
Had to wait for it to come back out one time.
Yeah.
So I'm at the hospital getting no.
So on the subject of deconversion, my second burning question is for Kipp is when you started to deconvert, how did that affect your interest in the scrolls? Like, were you like, to hell with religion, I'm keeping these artifacts, or
No. So I mean, one of the things about me, if you watch much of my stuff, like I'm fascinated by religion, by the Bible, by antiquities. So like it had no effect at all. No impact. I think there was sort of a brief period of time where I was kind of like, well, what the hell is the point of doing any of this stuff anymore if I don't believe in it? But it was short-lived. Just because it's I don't know, it's neat.
Hey,
So,
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
hey.
Mikey has transmogrified?
Yes, we had to kick Mikey out so that Eric could be in here.
Eric.
Thanks for the sacrifice.
You know,
Mikey.
Dr. Kipp, when you have been on like Myth Vision and stuff, like early on, in my deconversion, it took me forever to find stuff like the Qumran community rule, and because I like heard that this thing was like a wealth of content, and it had some Christian-ish stuff in it. I was like,
Right.
what? And so it's really hard outside of buying one book on Amazon to get an English translation of it. Like,
So which one did you buy? Did you buy
Oh,
the
shit.
the Dead Sea Scrolls in English by
oh, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah. So I mean there
Finding
is actually
things.
so there are actually
They found those in a different cave.
as far as I'm
English
aware, there are
Hold
3
on.
English translations of the
It is
what are called the non-biblical scrolls. So there's Gaze of Hermetia's translation, which is
Let me see what I got here. Who
where'd it
is
go?
this cover? It's Sariana Mezzo. Is that a good one?
Oh, okay.
I spent
Yeah.
some money on it.
Yeah, you did. Fun fact, Sariana Mezzo was actually at Trinity for a year teaching. And she was I did a in grad school I did a seminar on Dead Sea Scrolls that she led. But yeah,
Sweet.
she's really good.
Well, anyway, when I found that and I was reading it and I saw the parallels to the biblical Newer Testament literature, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I can
Really, eh?
put together Christianity without all this bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
here's Qumran stuff, here's Philo. You're done, and Greek stuff. You're done. It's like you could build this all. Like, it's like Legos. Like, I put a little over here and I put it on here. Put it over here. Put it over here. Like, I could reconstruct how you get to Paul. You read some Philo, and you rub shoulders with some Essenes. Ta-da! You get high and read your Hebrew scriptures
you
too
can.
much, and ooh,
that's according to John Allegro.
Hang on a second here.
oh,
So, are you guys familiar with him? He's okay. So he was part of the original team of Scrolls scholars. And in I think it was 1981 or 1982, he published a book called "The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross," which was his grand theory that Christianity developed out of basically like a hallucinogenic cult where the first Christians were just high on mushrooms all the time. I don't know.
like early. Go ahead.
When you spend lots of when you actually spend lots of time looking at the broad landscape of early Jewish literature, Christianity becomes way less crazy.
Yeah. Well, apologists act like, oh, the Jews couldn't expect this. They couldn't have made this up. It's so different than their whole theological system.
Of course they could have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, and then I started reading this stuff, and I'm like, they lied to me.
I can start telling you a story right now and tell you that I didn't make it up.
Well, early
and
on,
it too could include talking animals and shit like that, right? But
early on in my channel, I tried to go through chronologically these different parts and like kind of show like how much time happens between these things and how it's very plausible that they get put together to make Christianity. And I compared it to like the election and Mormonism and stuff like that. And some Christians that I rub shoulders with on their channels are like, this theory's crazy. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not a scholar. And I'm like, get out of here. Just look at it, man. What do you do? But yeah, your
Dr. Kipp,
work.
I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say your work on the Dead Sea Scrolls unapologetically makes me feel like I'm not crazy. Basically,
You're
and
not
I'm loving
crazy.
it. I'm
That's
loving
good.
it, and I share it around. I tried to send it to my mom, and she's like, "I'll watch it. I swear."
Oh, thanks.
Mhm.
Appreciate that.
hard
There's a new
core
one.
Christian, so
There's a new one coming out on probably Monday. All about whether or not the Dead Sea Scrolls prove that Psalm 22:17 predicted the crucifixion.
Ooh.
So,
have you ever seen the Bible skeptics take on Psalm 22 from back in the day?
no, I don't think so.
He like rips
Mikey
apart
Ninja
the
again.
whole like my hands and my feet, you know, how they're like they're pierced or whatever. You know,
They're
yeah,
not.
you're like, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Legos.
Sorry,
I
did
wonder if
someone-
this might be controversial, but does
did Alma get to ask her?
anybody
Hold on, real
really-
quick. Hold on, real quick. Did Alma get to ask her question? I think she was next.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Alma.
Don't worry.
No,
It's just I would remember that Dr. Kipp said that Dr. Kipp said that he was like infuriated by Christian apologetics, but you haven't seen anything until you have seen the Christian apologetics in Spanish on TikTok. They are even
really?
worse than the one that you.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Wow.
There was this lady recently that we saw a video of. She was like trying to explain Bereshit. And she was like, oh, you know, Bereshit, it means the B is Christ died for you.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And that
Not
was
in Spanish,
her
but in
whole
English.
explanation.
As someone who studied to be a minister, though, I think the most infuriating part after watching your stuff, Dr. Kipp, is how pastors hold themselves up to be scholars and they're not even remotely.
Oh my God.
close.
So
Yeah.
can I tell a short story?
Yes,
Sure.
go.
On the road, I think my wife is home. Shh, guys, my wife
I was
is
muted.
home. Oh, no, shit.
Do you,
No,
Hide the booze.
do you mean to say wait, do you mean to say that reading a book over and over and over again in something other than its native language doesn't make you a scholar?
Well, okay, so I was
confused about this.
For a little bit of context, I mean, we did learn a little bit of the native language, and we weren't scholars about it. You know, we did take 3 years of Greek. We took 4 years of Hebrew. We did that.
That's
That
quite a
is
lot actually
still-
for a seminary student.
That is nothing compared to what an actual like linguistics / whatever you want to call it scholar does. And you can't be a scholar in every language, in every style of 66 or 68 or however many books is in your particular Bible.
Yeah.
And the way that the LCMS churches, which is the tradition I come out of, Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, if you don't know,
Okay.
was very much holding pastors into this scholarly esteem because they had a THD or whatever.
Yeah.
And the frustrating part is that, like, my parents are fundamentalists. Earth is 6,000 years old, the whole thing, and it's frustrating when they carry over this hold. They're scholars in one area that there must be scholars in all areas.
Right. Yeah. Ask your pastor, right? So I have to.
Sorry
on
for
the
interrupting.
way. No. That's cool. But on the way to my deconversion, we were going to a large church here in town, where I live, and you know, for the reasons that I think a lot of evangelicals will go to a church. The music was good. I really liked the guy,
I still
the
dig
pastor.
gospel.
You still dig gospel?
Oh yeah, there's a place in Vancouver that we used to go to all the time.
Oh yeah. Sweet. So
get up, they get
and the
singing,
kids
it's like,
program.
holy shit.
The kids program was great, right? So and as I was a PhD student already at this point, and as a PhD student, you're always hearing things from the pulpit, and you're going, you know, and so I introduced myself to the pastor. He and I kind of started to strike up a friendship, and I told him this. I said, you know, I think I can help you because like I know shit, right? And he's as many of these pastors in these large seeker sensitive churches are. He didn't actually have any theological education. He was like a former basketball coach at a high school who had a call into the ministry, and he was a good public speaker, right? So we kind of struck up this friendship, and I was, you know, trying to help him out in my mind to provide some scholarly gravitas to messages that he was delivering. But he got tired of this, and after some time he would start delivering messages. And it's a big church, right? So there's like 2 or 3 services every Sunday, and in each service there's like 400 or 500 people. So he would start delivering these messages with these not so subtle, passive aggressive, obviously pretty direct cuts at me. Like, it was very, very obvious. There was one Sunday he was delivering a message, and he's talking about divorce. And then he says, you know, he's saying to the audience, but you might say to me, you know, Pastor Bob, it says, if I look up this Hebrew word, it doesn't actually mean divorce. You know, he's like mimicking responses, right? And he said, and then he would say, or you might say to me, but Pastor Bob, I can read the Dead Sea Scrolls, and in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it says this. And it was so
Shots
awkward
fired.
because, like, people know, he didn't say my name at all, right? But people know who I am. And I'm sitting there with my wife and my kids, and like, people are looking around and they're looking at us.
Like,
there's hundreds of people in the auditorium, and he's basically, you know, calling me out. Yeah. So it was.
So,
but it's,
that was you in the spotlight losing your religion, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah!
But the question, the real question
We
was,
call that a
Paul
callback.
filming you?
Yes, Pastor Bob was an asshole. His kids went to school with my kids. It's Chilliwack's not a very big town, so his kids went to school with my kids, and
Mostly farmland.
they were super major dicks to my youngest. It pissed me off.
I'll tell you something though, Kipp, man.
So
Nothing
hear
beats
that.
Chilliwack sweet corn.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Hmm.
That is true.
So here's my question, and it has to do with I'll just ask the question. Does mythicism, does the whole mythicist thing even mean anything? I find it difficult to
It's all opinion, isn't it?
wrap my head around that. Whether Jesus lived in reality or not, the influence of the church and the theology built around the character would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether
I
whether the
tend
guy's
to
alive
agree.
or dead or never lived at all. It just seems
Yeah.
like it seems like an extremely academic in its academic sense discussion. That
It's an like from my perspective, it's an historical question,
Yeah.
right? But it's an it's an important one for the stuff that I do, which is trying to reconstruct early Judaism. So reconstructing early Judaism, you need to grapple with the New Testament, you need to grapple with early Christians and stuff like that, right? So, but insofar as there was an actual guy or not, I mean it doesn't make any difference from an historical perspective. I don't think. I
Right,
think
in
you
the same sense,
probably
the Qumran master,
the teacher of
you know,
righteousness.
we don't have any maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe
No,
there's
we
any
know nothing. We don't even
historical
know. We
evidence.
don't even have a name. And very interestingly, I actually posted this on Twitter once. But when you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, all the information that we have about the teacher of righteousness comes from a set of types of text called pesharim, or and it's based on the usage of this word peshar, which means the interpretation or the meaning.
Right.
These are, some call them commentaries on scriptures. I prefer to think of them as like what the people who were writing them thought they were doing was prophetic. So they're taking ancient prophecies and then they are they're basically inserting themselves into these ancient prophecies and saying, oh, look, Habakkuk says this is actually what happened to us. So they're using it as, these are the ancient prophecies. It's been fulfilled in our movement, in our lifetime. Interestingly, all the information that we have of the teacher of righteousness comes from these texts. And basically all they're doing is they are reading scriptures, book of Habakkuk, book of Micah, book of Isaiah, book of Psalms. And they're saying, it says this in this scriptural text, and this is what actually happened. And this is how we discover all the information we have about the teacher of righteousness. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, but I will say what they thought they were doing, it in a sense, it's a way of interpreting and telling history. It's almost a type of historiography. It's bad history, but it's the way that they did it, right? Yeah. The way they knew something was meaningful is if the scriptures predicted it. So if they can this happened to us, or this happened to our leader, and look, it was predicted in the scriptures, that means it's legit.
I think for about 10 years of my adult life, I would read something like, a voice crying out in the wilderness as it was written in Isaiah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, that's the book of Matthew. Wait, these sound the same. What you're describing, right? Yeah. If a Christian listened to this, they'd be like, is he talking about the New Testament?
Yeah, and this is just it, right? Like, this is something I did in my this is a video you can watch on my channel about the Pesharim. They take this same text, Isaiah chapter 40 verse 3, a voice crying out in the wilderness, go and prepare the way of the Lord, make straight the paths of our God. In the New Testament, this was John the Baptist, right? But the way they interpreted that prophecy was, a voice cries out in the wilderness, meaning that's where John the Baptist is located. And here's what he's saying: prepare the way of the Lord, make straight his paths. Well, this exact same text appears in the community rule in 1QS, but it is interpreted completely differently. They understood it to mean a voice cries out, comma, in the wilderness, go and prepare a way for the Lord, make straight the paths of our God. So for them, what it meant was we need to go out into the desert and live there, and this is how we're fulfilling this.
I've been there. It
this
sucks.
prophecy in the in the Negev.
Oh, dude,
down at the Dead Sea.
Like
I
the
was
one
so
question
drunk
I
one
have
time
is-
in Jerusalem and came out and I woke up on the side of the highway with nothing to eat but a pomegranate. I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
Was
And
that
Neil-
the
Watch
way
out for
the
those
Lord-
seeds.
Neil?
That sounds
Neil,
like a good
Neil is
time,
like,
though.
Neil is like, not again.
Yeah. Not again.
It was definitely
Yeah.
running
That is
low on
the-
the mana supply. So
It
That is a
sucks,
crazy-
man. I don't even like pomegranates. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm always curious
The
about how
craziest
different
thing
our
is
popular
driving.
cults-
It's what 22 kilometers from the city of Jerusalem down to the Dead Sea.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
craziest
about
thing
22.
is driving down the highway and like just dropping.
Mhm.
It's like, what is it? It's a difference of
It's the lowest point in the world or something. isn't it?
yeah, and and you literally like you leave the city and you start going south and it's just like, and you just go down forever. It's wild.
I always
And then it
wondered how
gets really
different
hot.
culturally
That-
we would be is if like Dan McClellan's work on like the sin of Sodom being about hospitality
awesome.
rather than what we normally think of it, but how different culturally we would be today, especially as with southern border of this country and everything like that. If we were much more
Hospitable.
I mean, they ignore the whole "I was a stranger and you invited me in" parts of the Bible anyway. But if we had started with the basis of hospitality being a major thing that is talked about in the Old Testament over and over and over again, especially you were slaves in Egypt, therefore treat every foreigner as they're your own.
Yeah.
So it would be America would be completely different if I think, and that's one thing that always annoys me is like pastors have so much power over their congregation that these weird interpretations or these weird cultural aspects or traditions have so much control.
Mhm.
I just envisioned the whole thing as Jeffrey of Dark Matter's cartoons. Gad, they're doing the butt stuff again. Oh, Jeffrey, call down the meteor strike.
Thank you very
I love
much,
it.
Positive Mind
Well,
Podcast.
I don't know if I don't know if Dan talks about this in his stuff that he's done on Sodom and Gomorrah, but like that whole thing about the men wanting to have sex with the visitors,
The angels?
The
to
angels,
the city.
yeah.
But they don't know they're angels, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
it's clear.
Stopped him on the way. You from God?
Yeah. Or there's I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple different ways that you could read
Yo,
this.
homie, you look div.
It could be that this is a reflection back to Genesis chapter 6 when the sons
Yeah.
of God came down.
The Nephilim.
No, the Nephilim, right? This could be a callback to that. I don't think that's it though. I think what this is this is just part of the heinousness of the behavior of the men of the city. Not that they were a bunch of flaming homosexuals, but that they were so unhospitable as to make this demand. But there are actually some, I think they're mostly Assyrian. There's a handful of Assyrian law codes and tractates that we have, which stipulate that for certain civil offenses, the punishment was for a man to be basically sodomized by the elders of the city in the
Maybe
town
they
square
knew
in
the
front of
dance of the
everybody.
flaming assholes.
There, that's the Dance of the Flaming Assholes, right? So, but within this context, like that whole scene just has a totally different implication, right? It's not about being super gay.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
about
and
this exercise of power and this egregious breach of justice. It's a miscarriage of
Dan
justice.
really gets into the whole power dynamic being why male on male sex is deemed not because it's two men, but because one man holding power over another free man.
And
being-
and this has to do. Sorry, go ahead, Alma. That was Alma, right?
Also, I wanted to, yes. Also, I wanted to ask you regarding that because it's so weird to me on that context that they are straight with blindness and they are still trying to go for them.
So
It's not when
I have to look at
they're
it
like,
now. Are they?
Yeah,
So,
they
Alma-
get blinded and then they're still looking for the door, looking for those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Hey,
It does say
hey,
that.
Hey Alma, you and I are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. Were you ever told that these angels were just so handsome that it just drove these normally straight men to sexual fervor?
I was just gonna say, if I was an ancient Hebrew and I saw Brad Pitt and Keanu Reeves rolling up, I'd be like,
yeah, you're not gonna say no to that.
They all wore tight pants, I think.
Yeah.
Is...
So,
it's the tight pants, yes.
In their prime, not now.
They were so beautiful that
They were
couldn't
so they were angels on earth. They were
So
so,
hot right
beautiful
now.
that
I'm
these
gonna go
men
put
just
on my
couldn't-
tight pants now.
Like their clothes just exploded off their bodies at seeing these guys. And here's my question: if that is true, Jesus was on earth and he's the Son of God or God himself. Why wasn't
hot
that
was he?
effect
Make
even
up your
more?
fucking mind.
That's
Like-
a great question.
Why
Jesus
wasn't it
just
like
rolling up all in
ugly.
here.
Never had the same effect.
Well,
You ever see that
he and
episode
John were pretty close.
You ever see that episode of Rick and Morty where Rick accidentally makes Morty the most attractive male on Earth, and literally the entire population of Earth is trying to get to Morty to suck him?
I like Story Train where Jesus shows up and rips off his shirt and he's got these intense abs. He's like, whoa, he's got cum gutters.
That's a new word.
I've only heard that twice. I've only heard it twice, and both were from Nitty.
Oh,
I'm never gonna forget that line.
Come on, Nitty, show us your cum gutters.
My favorite crucifix images
dog
of
agrees.
God are as of God in like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia pose, you know, on the cross, where every muscle is just ripped. Like he could have like broken the arms of the cross if he was that jacked.
There's a great picture of that, of him like just going like that, and just the cross is just broken. Yeah.
I had friends in my former church when they were at like college age. They're like, man, you know, I want to be ripped like Jesus.
God damn it.
It's just that he practiced CrossFit.
Now he's gonna do it.
No.
Neil's all like,
I'd like to put on a very gay fucking display right now.
Hold on. Sorry, I'll put Neil back in a second. Alma, did you just say that Rip Jesus does CrossFit? I'm out of here.
Oh, that was a hit and run pun. That's rare.
Oh.
Worth it though.
That was a hit and pun.
That was very nice. Yes.
It's good to see you here, Pat. Pat Lowenger's in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Pat's got an astonishing amount of knowledge. I don't know how all you history scholar types, I mean, I'm fascinated by history, but the amount of stuff that you guys manage to keep in your brains, like, I can barely keep track of what's going on today, and you've got 1,000 years in there. What's going on?
I find that fascinating too, but I also find it.
It's
that,
harder
like,
as they get older.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
God,
here
what
we
is
go.
happening?
Oh my. Ew.
I hope that
Uh,
Mikey is
what?
clipping
Hey,
this.
Neil, don't do it, man.
That's not how you wear
Don't do
pants, yo.
that.
Don't do it.
Stop.
As long as you're poking holes, Neil.
I guess Jesus did do some intermittent fasting too. So
I can't breathe.
It's the only way to deal with temptation.
Intermittent fasting, 40 days.
Neil,
40
what
days
is
on,
the
40 days
upside
off.
of this? What is the upside of this? Stop.
Mikey.
There was a guy who died doing that, right?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
there-
Lycos
I have no
wrap that
doubt.
tight.
The fasting.
All right.
About as wrapped as I'm getting.
While
I just don't know.
It's still not pants, yo.
while Neil's asphyxiating himself, can somebody share?
Yeah.
Neil,
Can somebody
Neil's
share?
Dying on YouTube.
Can somebody
Neil's
show
going to do
my screen share?
autoerotic asphyxiation.
There you go.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, oh.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, that one.
Now, if I went to
Cat
a
Jesus
church,
approves.
if I was going to do a church and that was on the wall,
And that's a wrap.
I thought it, I thought it
That
was.
is literally how Republicans view Donald Trump. That's what they think Trump looks
I
like.
saw the
I was-
otters, and I thought it was otter erotic asphyxiation.
Oh, have you
I was
seen
gonna say
the
that's
NFT got out?
Everyone's freaking out because I was
The
wrapping myself in
NFTs that
saran.
Donald Trump, where he has
Neil, hold on. Sorry. Neil, that's
Like
like people
muscles
playing with rope. You don't play with rope. And you don't
wings.
play with cling wrap. You don't play with it.
And don't run with scissors. Cat Jesus says so.
oh,
Respect plastic bags.
Gotta find-
He's flipping me the bird in the background now.
one of those nights. There's warning on that saran wrap box for a reason. Neil.
Sabrina's freaking out. I was fine, Sabrina. Don't worry. I left enough room where I could actually breathe. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what happens without adult supervision.
Maybe the midsection, but I settle for.
There it is. There it is.
Thanks,
Hold
Pat.
on.
That's awesome.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Next
Now
time I'll have
suddenly
to-
is bet you, Kipp, I
grab
bet
my
you
own
didn't know you
nipples.
were joining a Tarantino film tonight.
Yeah, right. This would be the 10th.
Real
isn't
quick,
it?
if this
The
is going to be like a
10th
Tarantino
film,
if I'm not taking it anywhere, if this is a Tarantino film, just go ahead and get that out of your mouth.
Anything can happen here on this channel.
Yeah, I mean, hell, Maya might show up with a katana. You never know.
I've got nunchucks. Does that count? I can actually use them, but I'm not going to use them because I'll knock shit all over the place. If I start
Now
swinging.
I'm curious about that because
And
Mark
Jesus?
Reed a few days ago went on a
I'm the
rant about
Antichrist.
how useless nunchucks are. Yes, the Antichrist is back. Like, why would you use nunchucks when you could just use a stick? Like, it's a stick that you've
With a
made
rope.
harder to use. Why would you do that?
But they're so much fun.
They're so much fun.
Well, I
Great
think
exercise, too.
I think with the chain and that loose end, it's more of a whip, so it's going to hit much harder.
Oh, dude, they hurt.
Yeah, it's kind of a flail sort of deal.
Yeah,
They fucking hurt.
it's like a trebuchet except it's handheld.
Ooh.
Who's
Now
the
that's
witch
an
on-
interesting idea. Like one of those old school slings where you like fling it over the top rather than pulling back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody know that the witch on Ahsoka is the goddaughter of Bruce Lee?
Wow.
Really?
What?
No.
Which one?
The one that's not red, the one that's been in the show since the beginning.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
I can't remember her name right now, but she's the goddaughter of Bruce Lee. And matter of fact, her first scene in the episode, she's wearing a yellow jumpsuit while she's in the prison, and that's kind of homage to her godfather wearing a. Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Tarantino, I think the Bruce Lee scenes are my favorite from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. That's such a good scene, man. Such a good scene. That's a great movie, actually.
That
I like
actor nailed Bruce Lee's mannerisms.
Oh God, did he
Oh,
ever?
nailed it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Like I had to shake my head and go, "Is he still alive? What's going on?"
I know. Right?
I actually thought I was going to hate it.
that, but I finally did, and it was like, wow.
That character's name is Morgan Elsbeth, and the
Yeah,
actor's name is Deanna Lee Inosanto.
Yep. Goddaughter.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a lot of people coming in from your channel, Ember.
Yeah. When we throw a party, it's a good time over there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Ahsoka series.
In
is
fact, that reminds
definitely-
me, I still got to have you back for your part 2, so we can hear more about your eyeball collection.
Well, I don't have a collection per se, but now, the one guy that I did pop out there, he still has it, so it didn't really. I'm not making like an eyeball necklace or anything, if that's what you.
All right, Ed Gain.
Once
Wes.
again, Tarantino movie. What can you do?
The eyeball necklace. Yes, these are practice chucks, Sabrina. They are. I have real ones in my closet over there that I actually made myself out of aluminum.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys
That's a
ever
little-
watch C Lab 2021?
Oh yeah.
Those
Oh,
cartoon
yeah.
shorts?
Yes.
Did you see the one with Captain Murphy getting hit by the soda cans and the little scorpion comes up? He's like, "What are you making, a necklace?" Or the robot comes up and takes his teeth as they fall out. I mean, that's what that made me think of. This robot with his Captain Murphy's teeth as a necklace.
Didn't they have an episode where the commander was like really obsessed with like this religious figure named Alvin, basically like a stand-in for Jesus?
Yeah.
And he's like getting super fanatical and pushy about his religion. Yeah.
I've got a feather.
Oh, you're ready to teach university.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all set for the mud fossil thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Kip, have you ever been to a real university where they use feathers?
What?
They didn't have any feathers at Brandeis. I'm sorry.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
It's this mud fossil university thing. The guy who does that, Roger, he's always got a feather. Yeah. Because Stephanie is part of Maya's Bad Science Sunday. I don't know if you've ever caught it, but Maya and Dr.
Yes.
Tapioca Weasel, and often Stephanie are just take apart bad science. It's one of the best things on the internet. If you ever get the chance, stop on by.
They're
It's
good.
fantastic.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad
Yeah,
Science
Kip, if
Sunday.
you need something to eat,
I got to
on
be in
board
one of
too.
those.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
You should.
I want to be in one of those.
Jay's, I think
Maya's
Jay is
Maya's
on,
in Maya's in Ember's chat, I think. Yeah, Maya, take notice. You got,
She's
you
right
got
now.
Dr. Kill here. You got Neil. You got lots of volunteers for Bad Science Sunday.
Yeah, I think Neil's
Maya.
on.
I got to
I'm
go on
sorry, not
once,
Neil.
and
I
that's
think
where the
Jay's on
Antichrist
this
showed up.
coming Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to. I haven't been on his show for a while with Aaron, right? Oh, by the way, Aaron said he would love to have popped in and said hi, Dr. Kipp, but he's super busy at the moment and he can't pop in. I sent him a text earlier and said you should pop in. Kip's on the show, and he's like, "Oh, damn it! I don't have the time."
Yeah, he's like on his way to Houston, I think.
Yeah, he said
he can't do any. Yeah, he can't do either of the Bible shows this weekend because he's got whatever the heck thing going on. It's a bummer.
I haven't been able to either, and that's what I was referring to earlier. Is I got to get back onto Aaron's show for the Bible stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are.
So tomorrow at 9, I'm celebrating 200 subs to my shitty little channel. That's going to be kind of fun.
It's not shitty. You bring up important topics, so don't even.
I try. Well, important topics like building sails at midnight.
Hey, that's important to the person who needs that sale.
That's right.
Well,
Is there going to be a sale on the sales?
To that guy.
I don't even know. Fuck it. I'm just an idiot. I'm going to shut up now. I'm gonna wrap myself in saran wrap. How's that sound?
No, don't do it again.
Call it a
do
Halloween
Don't do
costume.
it. No,
Everyone's
Rick,
freaking out. It's like, people relax.
Last week, we all told through all channels raised 30 grand for the John Ritter Foundation.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Sweet, sweet.
30.
Did you ask him if he come on my show yet? Or
Yeah,
what?
that's a ridiculous amount of money. That is really good.
So he cannot do a lot of things right now until the strike is fully over.
Mm.
It is, well, not for the actors. The writers, they've got their package, and I think they're now pulling for the actors to get their package.
So there's a lot of that. Like when he was on the live stream, he couldn't talk about basically anything except for just anything not involving any acting gig he has ever had in his life, which is like 90% of his life.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have to do that on my show either.
It was hard for him to talk about certain things.
Okay. All right.
But sometimes it's classified.
When
Well,
the
it's
sun goes
not
down
that.
on the whole
It's
acting thing.
SAG-AFTRA rules.
Well, then when that's all taken care of, then we can find out if he'll pop in for.
There's that, and then I'm not sure he was all that interested, but we'll see. I'll get to see him in New York, so I'll ask him flat out then.
Say, who the fuck is that Neil guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds like a goof.
I mean, that would be.
I've also got an elephant.
The elephant in the room.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do elephants.
Wrap that for
All right. Wait a second. I've got another elephant.
Oh, you got me beat there. I only have the one.
I don't even have an elephant.
Not
The
only
closest thing I
that,
got is a
not only
Lego
that,
dog. Does
not
that
only
count?
Oh, I can add a
have
fish.
I can add a fish.
Another elephant.
Oh, damn. All right. How about aliens? Aliens and an elephant and a fish.
I have Mexican aliens. So I am way ahead of you.
Come on, Alma.
Oh, we got an
And
elephant. Eric,
Eric's got his chomper plant.
I have Lego elephants.
Oh, there you go.
What even is happening?
You all look like you're
Because I have
idiots.
kids.
You know what I love about this show? The ending.
Snuffleupagus.
I even have a pink one.
Aww.
Now I'm
Oh,
seeing shit.
That's when you're drunk. Ooh, pink elephants.
Yeah, too much honey. Heffalumps and woozle start showing up.
Yeah, I've got all
Ay, ay,
kinds
ay.
of Lego animals. I have a whole zoo.
I've got a
Dropped
turtle.
50
Vote for the lesser
pounds
two evils.
since your
Vote for
interview,
pure
Michael.
evil.
Congrats. Good for you, brother. That's
Sweet.
awesome.
What?
Michael
Bell, who was on my show a while back, has dropped 50 pounds since being on the show. Good for you, brother.
Oh, Kitty, a real animal.
Kitty has appeared.
Aw.
Where is my cat?
Is that the new guardianship I see behind you?
Yes, I got it on sale. It
Ooh.
was 20% off on Amazon. So I'm like, shit, gotta get it. It's retiring this year, so
That's right, it is.
Get it before 2024. Yeah.
Wait,
I've got,
the orange one or the
no,
blue
the
one?
green one, the teal
The
one.
green one. Yeah.
It just came out this year. Yeah.
And they're retiring it already?
Yeah. I moved stuff over here while we were on streams.
Almost got aliens.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm convinced.
Alien is cake. Ooh.
Oh, the ghost.
Yeah, far, and I've got a straw man. I've got a. Oh, I've got too many damn buttons. I've got thoughts and bears.
Too many boxes of Lego that I need to build.
Wait a minute, Ember. Do you have a true Scotsman?
No, there aren't any.
I have a clip art for it, but I haven't put it on my OBS.
You do. You need a true Scotsman.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
You can only tell by what's under the kilt, though. So is that okay for you two?
Well, yeah, that reminds me of Monty Python sketches. So, well, I'm like the guy underneath the Scotsman, underneath the kilt going, actually, I'm a gynecologist, but this is my lunch hour.
All right, kids. I hate to do this, but I got to get my ass into bed. So,
Oh my god!
normally we go a little longer.
I now need to go watch that.
I got to go to bed.
All right. Well, I'll save the Scotsman for later and just flash my tits.
You need actually like animated flashing.
Right?
Yes. They like change colors.
Not too bad. Not too much of a flash because you don't want to send people to the hospital. Then they got to tell their doctor, I had a seizure from flashing tits.
When I worked for the repo company, my old boss used to say, whenever we do something remotely risky, he'd be like, "You're gonna get me sued." And when you mentioned people going to the hospital, that's just what went off in my head.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm gonna get sued a lot.
That liability trigger when you're the boss.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I'm already yawning.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a guy on, I think it was a YouTube short or TikTok, one or the other, where he talks about that song and all the different time signatures in the music and how crazy it is.
It's a pretty crazy song.
That was a Sesame Street, right?
Yep.
Carrie Ann Chrysler says she liked my Hooters the best.
That's fair.
My nipples. All right, we got to wrap this up, guys. I got to get to bed. 4 o'clock comes very early. Actually, 20 to 4 is when my first alarm goes off.
Kip, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
Great
Kip,
hanging out with you tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Great having you on the show, man. We really enjoyed ourselves. I'll probably put out a thank you tweet at some point, so watch for that. And I'll mention everybody that's been in the after party with us, of course. So one of the reasons I do this is to say thank you again, and also so that everybody can link up and follow each other around like a bunch of
It's
stalkers.
fun.
Yay, community building.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
It's like
And
church,
yes,
right?
No.
There's the One Piece, and I also have Trafalgar Laws over here, and of course the Leaf Village and the Akatsuki over there. Anyway, that's all anime speak. If you're into that sort of thing, thanks everyone out in the chat. It's great having you guys here to interact with. It's always a lot of fun, and thank everyone from Ember's channel hanging out with us tonight. If you guys like what you see, you're welcome to come and hang out with us on any Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday night. Although that is going to change soon, and I'll be talking about that in one of the upcoming shows. And also thanks to our amazing and Steph's chat too. Oh wow, so people are from everywhere. You guys just rated my show. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get you out there.
Thanks to our patrons and members.
Spread it all over.
Spread it like peanut butter. And if you want to become either one of those, if you dig what I do and you want to help support the show, there are links to do so below. If you missed the original interview, there's a link for that as well below, so you can check out the interview that Mikey and I had with Dr. Davis tonight. So it was a lot of fun. We did the whole deconversion thing, of course, in the beginning, and then we just kind of sidetracked it all sorts of shit, like Dead Sea Scrolls and
like we always
tangents.
do.
Here for it.
Stuff and and whatnot. So but it was a lot of fun. A great watch. Check it out and sub if you haven't already. And until then, guys, like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys, I guess, Saturday. Hopefully, Justin Best will be able to. He's Bullet Holes in the Bible on TikTok if you want to check him out. We haven't confirmed if he's going to be here Saturday, so we might have somebody else jump in. So you never know. Until then, guys, like I always say, it's down there. Extraordinary claims, extraordinary evidence, all that shit. And see you guys next time.
Bye.
Good night.